Max was a squirrel. Not just any squirrel. He was known far and wide in the Whispering Woods for his clever tricks and playful antics. Max was the most mischievous squirrel in Whispering Woods. He loved to play hide-and-seek with the other animals and often found the best hiding spots. His tail twitched with excitement whenever he was up to something. It was like a little flag signaling his next adventure. His eyes sparkled with mischief, always looking for the next fun thing to do. He had a knack for making every day an adventure. Whispering Woods was full of life. The trees were tall and majestic, and the forest floor was a bustling hub of activity. Sunbeams danced on the forest floor, creating a magical atmosphere. It was a place where anything seemed possible. Birds sang sweet songs in the trees, their melodies adding to the enchantment of the woods. It was a symphony of nature. The air smelled of pine needles and damp earth. It was Max's playground, a place where he felt truly alive and free. One sunny morning, Max had a grand idea. He had been thinking about it for days, and now he was ready to put his plan into action. It was the biggest, boldest plan yet. Max was determined to make it work no matter what. He was going to pull off the great acorn heist. It was a daring plan that would require all his cunning and agility. Max scampered through the dense forest, his tiny paws barely making a sound on the fallen leaves. He was on a mission to find his best friend, Olive the owl. Olive was perched high on a branch, her eyes scanning the surroundings. She was wise and careful, always aware of everything happening in the forest.
Olive, Max whispered excitedly, I have a plan. It's something big, something that could change everything for us.
He eagerly told her about the great acorn heist, a daring plan to gather enough acorns to last through the winter. Olive blinked slowly, her feathers ruffling slightly. She wasn't sure about this risky idea.
But Max, she hooted softly, stealing is wrong. We can't just take what isn't ours.
Max twitched his whiskers, a mischievous glint in his eyes.
We won't steal. We'll borrow for a little while, just until we can find more acorns on our own.
Max explained his plan in detail, hoping to convince Olive. He knew they needed those acorns to survive. They would borrow acorns from old Mr. Bear, who had more than enough to spare. Old Mr. Bear was known to be grumpy, but Max was sure he wouldn't miss a few acorns, would he? The plan was set, and the adventure was about to begin. Max and Olive gathered their friends. They knew that to face the challenges ahead, they needed a strong and reliable team. There was Chester the chipmunk, quick and nimble. Chester could dart through the underbrush and find paths no one else could see. Betty the bluebird, who could fly high above. With her keen eyesight, she could spot danger from miles away and guide the team safely. And Sammy the skunk, who had a secret weapon. His unique ability to create a smelly distraction could be their escape plan if things went wrong. Chester would scout the path, ensuring it was safe for everyone to follow. His agility made him perfect for this role. Betty would watch from above, her sharp eyes always on the lookout for any signs of trouble or hidden treasures. Sammy would use his smell if they needed a distraction. His presence alone was enough to make potential threats think twice. And Olive? She would keep Max from getting into too much trouble. Her calm demeanor balanced Max's adventurous spirit. They were a team now. Each member had a unique role, and together they were stronger than ever. The Whispering Woods adventurers, ready for anything. Or so they thought. Their journey was just beginning, and many surprises awaited them. The moon hung high in the sky. The forest was dark and quiet. Max and his friends tiptoed toward old Mr. Bear's den. Chester scurried through the undergrowth, checking for danger. Betty soared overhead, her sharp eyes scanning the forest floor. Sammy held his breath, trying not to giggle. Suddenly, a twig snapped. Max froze, his heart pounding. It was just a field mouse, but Max had never been so scared in his life. To be continued.